Photoshop has a new feature called Harmonize, and this feature aims to blend one image with another seamlessly in just one click. Now, is it any good? Is it another useless feature that nobody asked for? This one is legit good. It's good for beginners, and it's good even if you've got experience with Photoshop, because it can give you an idea and a bit of direction as to where the lighting and the shadows and the color temperature and all this stuff could go. But it's not like a one-click fix-all feature. You've got to do some work as well. So I'm going to show you how you can use this feature initially, but then what you can do to kind of get the most out of it as well. And we're going to have a bit of fun along the way. So first of all, you can see we've got some images. We have what looks to be like Woody from Toy Story. We've got a street, a clock, a lady, and we have a field. So we're going to, first of all, grab Woody. So we're going to do select subject, and we should get a pretty decent selection here. And I'm also using the Photoshop beta. You can see that there, beta. And if you do want to install this, you'll need to open up Creative Cloud, go to the beta tab, and then install the Photoshop beta. So we have our selection. Let's add a layer mask, delicious. Give it a name, toy. Sorry, Woody, you are a toy. We're going to duplicate you into, let's go to the street first of all. And there we go. We have a giant Woody in the middle of a street, and we're going to plonk him there. So to use this feature, what we've got to do is go to Window, open up the contextual taskbar. I really don't get on with this thing. It kind of just gets in the way, and yeah, we're not friends. But what you can do is click Harmonize on here. Now, if you're like me and you can't stand this annoying little taskbar and these silly pop-ups that just appear, what we can do is we can hide it, be gone, go up to Layer, and the Harmonize feature lives under here. Give it a click, and then Photoshop's going to do its generative AI thing. Now, this does take generative credits, unfortunately, but it can be pretty useful. So if you've got lots of credits in abundance with a full Creative Cloud subscription, you're probably going to be good. Let's just give it a second. God, I could have made a cup of tea while it was doing this. And as you can see, it does a pretty decent job. It takes into account the lighting in the scene. And we do get a few different versions. We could generate more if you're not happy with the results. So some of these do yield better results than others. And as you can see, we've also got like some shadows and a bit of reflection on the ground as well, because the surface does appear to be wet. So it does take that into account. So let's just say I'm going to go with that one. That one's pretty decent. And we get this new Harmonize layer, so we can actually turn off the original. But there is a problem, and you definitely don't want to miss this out, because it will just make your life much harder when it comes to compositing later. So if we zoom in here and turn off the background layer, you can see it does generate a small border around the edge between your object and the background. Now, we don't want that, because if we want to start adding lighting and compositing and shadows and all that stuff, that's going to be a pain in the ass. So what we need to do now is we need to duplicate our Harmonize layer, and we're going to name one of these. We'll call this Woody. That seems suitable. And we'll call the other one Shadow. And this could be shadows, reflections, all that stuff. So we're going to separate them into two parts. So first of all, let's turn this off, and we're going to work on our Woody layer. So we're actually going to delete this layer mask, and it gives us the whole image back. Hold down Command or Control, and then we're going to make a selection of the original mask that we created at the beginning. And then we're going to apply this. And then if we zoom in on the edges, you can see there we go. We've got that original cutout that we created with select subject. And you can pen tool this if you want a perfect cutout as well. So there we go. We've got just Woody on his own now. Now what we need is the shadow. So we can turn this back on, but we don't want all of the, I was going to say woodiness. So what we're going to do is make a selection of just Woody. And, oh, why have I got a grass brush? We'll come back to that. Let's just go and select one of the default brushes. There we go. We don't need our grass just yet. And we're going to just remove Woody, deselect it, and we'll get rid of all this fluff over here. So if I turn off the Woody layer and then just get rid of all of this as well, we don't need any of this fluff. We just literally want to isolate the shadows and the reflections. So effectively what we're doing is we're separating the Harmonize result into, you have the subject or the object, and then you have on a separate layer the shadows and the reflections. So what we can do now is you can see I've got them independently of one another, and then we can turn on the background. Right, now they're separate, what we can do is we can actually work on them a lot safer. So let's choose Woody, and let's say I want to make it a bit darker or add some highlights. Let's go to exposure, hold Alt or Option, and click between these layers. Bump the exposure. Now, of course, that obviously looks a bit crazy, but if we invert the mask with Command or Control I, what we can do, zoom in nice and close, grab our soft brush, switch the foreground color to white, and then we're just going to brush in some highlights. This is all the lighting that you've got in the scene, kind of reflecting off the subject. So it's added a little bit of that, but we're just going to add some more. We're going to zoom in here, add a bit here. You want to do this like really subtly as well. When you're working with adding highlights and shadows, don't start doing this and this. Just no, please no. No. Nice and slow. There we go. Oh, very good. Very good. Just gradually build it up. Do a little bit there. You can see it's added some highlights here, or maybe they were part of the original image. I don't know, but we're going to just accentuate those a little bit. Maybe a little bit here as well. And you can see we've got some highlights on the hand. So we're just going to accentuate that. There we go. So we're using a nice soft brush just to brush this in and just build it up a little bit. So if we turn this off and on, yeah, that looks pretty good. And what we can do actually is we could even add another exposure adjustment layer, but this time we're going to darken it. We're going to go the other way, and we're going to make everything just, well, a bit more dramatic. So if I turn this off and back on, you can see it's a lot darker. And if we select this new darker exposure layer, I'm just going to remove a little bit of it around the edge here. So these bits where the highlights appear, we're just going to remove some of that. And we'll keep the darkness reserved for this part around the back here, the very back of Woody, where the lighting is just not getting round there. So with a strong light source in front, Woody is going to be a little bit more silhouetted. So maybe a bit there on the boot. Maybe it's catching just round there. Maybe it's catching a little bit of the holster here. And on the shoulders, just creeping round. So we could do a bit of that, but it just isn't getting down here. So round the back of Woody is going to be the darkest area. So turn it off and on. So this is ultimately what you end up with. So if we go back, that was Woody. That's Woody harmonized. And then we've just built on top of that to kind of accentuate that lighting a bit more. And of course we could spend, a lot longer fine tuning this and making it look fantastic. But instead, let's move on to another one. So we're going to go and grab our clock. Again, select subject. You can pen tool it, which I would recommend for anything that's man-made or like a product that has hard, more manufactured edges. Pen tooling does give you a much better result. Add a layer mask. Let's name the layer like a good boy. And you can also convert to a smart object as well. And let's duplicate this into the field. And in fact, just while we're here, let's grab our lady, our ginger, and we're going to go select subject. See if it does a decent selection. And we'll click add layer mask. That's okay. And let's give this layer a name. Lady. You can be a smart object too. And let's duplicate you. Go on, get in the field. There you go. Right, so we have a clock and a lady in a field. That sounds like the start of a really bad joke. And what we're going to do is move this into the middle. And let's go and add another layer mask. We'll make a cut along here, and we're going to actually remove this. So let's brush this away with black. And this could be the start of something beautiful. We're going to bury a clock in a field. And I've kind of done an example of that already with a mug, and I'll show you that a bit later. So let's go to Layer, down to Harmonize. Give Photoshop a minute to do its thing. And there you go. You can see it's done actually a pretty good job. We can click through these. I think I'm going with the first one. It's just got a really nice warm light, and it's accentuated those highlights on that left side as well. But same as before, what I would want to do is, well, first of all, I need to make a selection of the clock. So let's Command or Control click to make a selection. And then I'm going to hold down, this is a horrible keyboard shortcut. What is it? Alt or Option and Shift and Command or Control. Basically, you want to get the X over your cursor, click. So there we go. Now I've just got the clock. And it's added a subtle shadow here, but that's not great. And we can draw that in much better anyway. So let's go ahead and delete the layer mask. And just like we did with Woody, we're going to add our own. So we have a nice clean cutout. So to add the shadow, what I'm going to do is choose the background. Go and add an adjustment layer. Now I'm using exposure because it's got 2 sliders and it's just, well, it's got 3, but 2 that we really use, and it's much easier to use. You can, of course, use levels and curves if that's your thing. And let's darken this down. Nice and dark. Command or Control I to invert. Select the brush tool with white. And I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I've got no idea. And then we can brush in a shadow like this. In fact, you can actually drop your flow value. It's much better doing that because then you can just draw it much more gradually. And there's loads of ways that you can do all of this shadow drawing madness a lot easier and better. I'm just doing a really quick demonstration here. So something like that. That's good enough for now. I can always refine that later on. And in fact, actually, we can double click to go inside this layer. And we might be able to just bring some of the lighter areas through. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. And then with the clock itself, not this layer. There we go. Make sure we actually use the right layer. Just like before, we can go and bring this down. So Alt or Option and click to add that clipping mask, and we can just dial that down. Maybe boost the gamma correction a wee bit. There we go, much darker. And then, of course, we don't want to dull down this part over here where the light is catching. So we're just going to bring some of that back in. There we go, beautiful. Bit over here as well. And I'm, of course, doing this very quickly, but please spend a lot longer on your one. Nice, there we go. And if we turn this off and back on, yeah, you can see very quickly and easily you can get a much better result and just build on what the Harmonize generates. In fact, we have a very flat bottom here. Let's go one step further. Let's actually go and use one of those delicious grass brushes that I accidentally whipped out earlier. We'll zoom in. And then we're just going to add, just click a few times. Now you can use different grass brushes to create variety, but I'm being a lazy little cupcake. So I'm just going to click, click, click a few times. And yeah, it just lets the grass come through. That's pretty crazy, right? You can just use brushes to get amazing looking results so quickly and easily. And obviously, again, I could spend ages working on that. I could build on it. In fact, what we could even do is if we press Command or Control A to make a selection, Command or Control C to copy merged, Command or Control V to paste, make it a smart object. So we've got like a flattened version of the whole design. You can go to Camera Raw Filter and there's loads of settings here you can play around with. But lens blur can be a really good way to very quickly get something that looks super dramatic. And I do love a little bit of drama in my work, a bit of epicness. So if we just let that do its thing, and you can see, oh, look at that delicious shallow depth of field. That is magnificent. And also it can hide any bad retouching in the background. So if you've done a terrible job, well, you can just throw in a nice cinematic blur and no one will ever know. Right, so I think actually I'm going to do one more. We'll, let's duplicate the background layer, hold Alt or Option and drag up. So we have a copy. And let's turn on our lady. Oh, poor choice of words, Dan. Anyway, moving on. What we're going to do is add a layer mask. And we're gonna mask her out here. Oh, I've got that flipping grass brush again. Right, let's just be lazy and use that. There we go. We're gonna have a sneaky ginger in the field. Do. Are you laughing at me? Yeah. There we go. The ginger is always watching. Right, so now we have our lady. And we're gonna go to layer, harmonize, and we're going to see what kind of result we get with this. We have the beautiful ginger hair, and maybe we're going to have that sunlight catching really nicely. Let's just see what it does. I'm excited to see what it generates. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Magnificent. Wow, it's done a great job on that left edge. I think I'm going to go with the first one. That looks pretty cool. So if we turn that off and then back on, that is just like that's a pretty good start, right? And then we can turn off the lady layer, grab the grass brush. God, I can't even speak. I'm so excited. And let's just add some more grass. Hey, there we go. She's in the grass, always watching. Oh dear. So if you do want to have a go at this, yeah, download the field image. It's on Unsplash. Yeah, see how you get on with it. And here's one I did earlier. That was very Blue Peter, wasn't it? Here's one I prepared earlier. So this was a mug, obviously, and I put it in a field and stuck a bunch of vines on it, and it's got a set of doors now. So someone must have lived in this mug. Maybe it was the pigeon resting on top. I don't know. But even with this, I used Harmonize as a basis. It gave me a good idea, like, okay, put the lighting and the shadows here and warm it up here. And it was just like, even as a seasoned designer, it was like a nice sort of springboard and spark of inspiration that I could then build on. So there we go. There's the new Harmonize feature. And if you want to dive deeper into compositing, balancing exposure, color, lighting, all that good stuff, I cover this in a lot of detail in my Photoshop course is linked below. But otherwise, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.